time to stock up.
I was going to read some reviews on the digestive kit, but we didn't get to it, so
I know,
that's okay.
We didn't, unfortunately, but if you had a minute, over 90% of the reviews on hsn.com on that product are perfect 5-star. So if you have a minute to go check it out, I think you will be very impressed when you see what people have to say about DigestAssure and all the other products.
Between DigestAssure, between aloe vera and our probiotic, our friendly flora products, I think there's close to 2,000 reviews, and as Colleen said, over 90% positive.
Alrighty, moving along. Coming up next to one of my new favorites. I recently received my first order of the Acetyl LCarnitine. I had not been taking this, but after working with Andrew last visit, I had a chance, like many of you, to really become engaged and learn more about it. It's pretty cool.
Before we talk about the special pricing, and the price on this has dramatically come down over the last couple of decades, dramatically, but those of you that ordered recently, this product, we were totally sold out, totally back ordered. We're going to be getting that in as soon as possible. So this product, when you order it, it will literally be made right now and will be delivered to you within the next week or two. So usually we get things to you very quickly. This, because of the unexpected demand for it, it'll be a little bit of a delay.
And also because we had a surprise visit in June.
Yes.
And so we sold the July supply.
Disappeared.
In June, but it's worth the extra week or two to get it. You will absolutely love this product. We're gonna learn all about it in a minute. Let me just show you what the choices are real quickly for the birthday. It's 60, 120, 240, or 360 count. $59.90 if you take one a day, that's a year supply for $60. So here's your savings across the board. And you know, it's funny because when I think one of the reasons that I wasn't taking this is because when I hear carnitine, I know that you used to sell a liquid form of carnitine, and you think of that as something that you take primarily when you're working on burning fat, you're working on weight loss, which this can help with that, but this is a whole different ball game when we talk about acetyl L-carnitine.
And interestingly enough, it's one of those funny, for me, maybe funny, maybe not for others, but when it comes to biochemistry, you'd think that pure carnitine would be the best way to deliver carnitine. But in fact, acetyl L-carnitine is the best way to deliver carnitine. And carnitine is a molecule that in our body plays a very important role. Fat is obviously stored in one location, and say in our cells, fat is going to be burned or oxidized in another location, in our mitochondria. It requires that fat be moved or translocated. And what's responsible for doing that is an enzyme that's called carnitine acyl transferase. Carnitine, we're talking about carnitine. Acyl referring to a fat, and transferase, it's an enzyme that transfers or moves something. So that's why when you speak about carnitine, it's hard to avoid speaking about its role in fat-burning metabolism. And if you are doing the correct things for fat burning, and of course that's modifying our diet most importantly, also exercising, trying to stimulate fat-burning metabolism, but what's really exciting about carnitine acyl transferase is, or carnitine, acetyl L-carnitine, is the role that it plays in our brain. And originally this ingredient was introduced in our memory and brain product, and it was very, very expensive. But the wonderful thing is that carnitine acyl transferase today is less than a quarter of the price that it was 10 years ago. And it's less than our pure carnitine was. So we've actually eliminated our liquid carnitine because this has become so much more affordable. So again, it's an ultrafine powder in a capsule, as I could open it right here. And, oh, but what's interesting about this, I mentioned this the last time, we're actually working on this material. This is a material that we're here in the studio, it's a powder and it's a fine powder, but it's granular. It's almost like snowflakes. And it's very, very, very difficult to encapsulate. So in fact, after the recent shows we did where I opened the capsule like that, I sent an email to our people in production, our folks in production, asking them if this was difficult to encapsulate, as difficult to encapsulate as I thought it should be. And I got an affirmative response that it is. So we're going to try to make it even easier to encapsulate in the future.
Yep, so along with, again, the fat burning function here, we're talking about, when I read the notes on this, it is so exciting when you start reading about the benefits. Provides a constant supply of oxygen and nutrients required for optimum memory, concentration, and mental acuity. So again, along with the fact that it helps your body burn fat, on top of that, it is enormously important for brain health. and brain function. So that's why I think a lot of us are excited to know that in that one little capsule, there are so many incredible, incredible benefits. And the best part, you are getting it at a birthday price today. If you take one a day, that's a year's supply for $60, $59.90. So this is affordable as we've ever seen you offer.
For a lesser quantity, when we were talking in the past of 250 milligrams of carnitine that costs significantly more than this, you'd be talking about 60, 70 cents a capsule at least. Today, you're talking about a little bit more than a dime a capsule for carnitine acetyltransferase. So it's just exciting to get a molecule that normally would have been so expensive in the past. And it's sort of, speaking about marine collagen peptides potentially going up in price, most of my products, whether it's CoQ10 or carnitinase or acetyl L-carnitine, our price has gone down significantly over the years, CoQ10 by about 90%. So this is an opportunity to get an ingredient that in the past was truly expensive and now has become, even at 500 milligram potency, has become extremely affordable.
That's it. And we only talk about this for a few minutes also. There are a few hundred left in each of the sizes, depending on which size you'd like us to send you. Try it, you will love it. You know, when you shop at HSN, you have an unconditional money-back guarantee. Virtually every single one of Andrew's products becomes a customer pick. People love to share their experiences, so if you ever have a minute and you see a product that interests you, it would be really worth your while to go read some of the reviews, because people love to share when they discover something that really works. This is, when I hear and learn about this product from Andrew, this is about energy. This is a product that you feel a sense of energy when you take it. Energy for your brain, energy for your body, because fat burning takes a lot of energy. And all the brain functions we talk about take an enormous amount of energy. And as we get older and our poor little aging brains, you know, they need that extra supply of energy. And that's what acetyl L-carnitine can help all of us with. And that's why you should try it. If you're tempted at all, as I said, I recently really paid attention and learned about it from you. And I thought, you know what? This is a really cool product. I asked you after the show, I said, should I be taking this? You said,
absolutely.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, and what I want to do is just, I'd read some reviews the last time, but I didn't read any of the scientific charts. And there's some really great quotes in the science that, again, this is not a drug, this is not a medicine, but it's a molecule that's extremely important to the function, the energetics of our cells, especially the cells of our brain. So we'll just go through these quickly. From the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition, the major finding and new discovery of the present study was that ALC, that's acetyl L-carnitine, what we're talking about here, supplementation, so ALC supplementation, what we're talking about, can beneficially affect the severity of both physical and mental fatigue. ALC treatment restores altered neurochemical abnormalities, cerebral energy metabolites in ischemia and aging, and in particular, ammonia-induced cerebral energy depletion, just the changes that might occur in our brain associated with aging. Acetyl L-carnitine offers neuroprotective benefits and improves mitochondrial energetics and function. Some of ALC's proposed neuroprotective benefits involve improved mitochondrial energetics. Mitochondria is where all the energy in our cells are created, in all our cells, and function. Antioxidant activity, stabilization of membranes, protein and gene expression modulation, and enhancement of cholinergic neurotransmission. And that's because it affects acetylcholine availability as well, which acetylcholine, acetyl L-carnitine, same first name. Subjects receiving ALC showed a decrease in both mental and physical fatigue and an increase in physical activity. Metabolic brain disease, that's an interesting medical journal. Results of this study, again, this is not treating disease or anything like that. Results of this study revealed that subjects receiving ALC showed a decrease of cognitive deficits and an improvement in the domains of attention, learning, psychomotor speed, visuoconstructual skills. That's how we visually relate, our brain relates to visual input, and the ability to remember previously learned information. Again, it's not a drug for treatment of dementia or anything like that, but we all want to give our brain the tools necessary to age as gracefully as possible. From the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences, acetyl L-carnitine is an endogenous substance. It's meant to be made internally, that acting as an energy carrier at the mitochondrial level controls the availability of what I was saying before, acetyl L-CoA. So whether it's acetyl L-CoA, Acetyl carnitine, again, these are molecules that are critical to the functioning of our brain and the functioning of cellular metabolism. ALC has a variety of properties that exhibit restorative or even protective actions against aging processes and age-related memory changes. From molecular psychiatry, acetyl L-carnitine contains carnitine and acetyl moieties. That's why it's relevant to acetyl-CoA and also acetylcholine, both of which have biological properties. Carnitine is important in the beta oxidation of fatty acids. You actually can't beta oxidize fats without it, and the acetyl moiety can be used to maintain acetyl-CoA levels. Again, from the Annals of the New York Academy of Sciences, we'll just do a couple more. ALC has been considered of potential use in age-related memory changes because of its ability to serve as a precursor for acetylcholine. So acetylcholine, also acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA has more intermediary metabolism, energy metabolism in all our cells. Acetylcholine is a neurotransmitter, and carnitine is what's necessary to transport fat. So multiple roles. Other reported neurobiological effects of ALC include modulation of brain energy and phospholipid metabolism, cellular macromolecules including neurotropic factors and neurohormones, synaptic morphology, and synaptic transmission of multiple neurotransmitters. One more. And these are just quotes from the research. Studies with ALC in animals have demonstrated its facility to maximize energy production and promote cellular membrane stability, particularly its ability to restore membranal changes that are age-related. And one of the best attributes of ALC is its ability to pass the blood-brain barrier. Our brain is such a precious organ and precious structure that there's literally a barrier that limits the kinds of molecules, the size and type of molecules that are allowed to enter the brain. It's a good thing when you're young. It's sort of a problem almost when we're older, because our brain, the isolation of our brain becomes a bit problematic as we get older. But ALC has no difficulty accessing the brain and therefore playing the multiple roles we just discussed.
All right, over 1,100 ordered. With everybody ordering, there's a few more than 1,000 total left. So all sizes still here, but I would encourage you to order yours now because that is definitely getting limited. So we are going to keep things moving. It's fun to talk about that. I would love to talk longer, but it's so limited.